Hi, it's Jennifer Hollick, the Global Coordinator of the World War II Research and Writing Center. I wanted to talk a little bit today about stories. And when we look at the research that we do or the stories that we are writing, where do we sometimes get that inspiration to dig a little deeper or to add another layer to the story or even a whole new chapter, or maybe even find some closure for ourselves? And I think as researchers, we often go straight to the records and we don't really consider any outside source because nobody teaches you to even consider that. Thinking outside the box in that way just isn't done. But I've found it's very helpful if you think outside the box and you look at different things that show up in your universe that can help you find the answers to not only your research questions, but maybe your family stories and things that you're writing. So last week I went to Barnes & Noble to pick up some World War II magazines, and I started looking around for some other things to read, and I walked out of there with a book by Kristen Hanna called The Winter Garden. And when I saw it on the shelf, it kind of screamed at me, hey, you need to pick me up and read me. And I was really looking more for something that wasn't related to World War II. Now, Kristen writes fiction, but there was still World War II aspect to this book, but I picked it up because the book was really, really speaking loudly. I read it in about 4 days. I would have finished it sooner, but mom duties called and work called, so you can't just sit and read all the time. But the story is about several different stories, and it's partially set in World War II and it's partially set in the current day. And it's about a mother and her 2 daughters who, through a fairy tale, end up learning who they are. They end up healing a lot of the wounds from the past. And they understand better who their mother was, this woman that they thought was one way, and really she wasn't. So this made me think, and I'm probably going to read this again, and I haven't read the notes by the author yet on the research she did and why she was inspired to write this book. But it made me look at the stories that I've been telling, the stories that I have seen as I've done my family history research, and the stories that my clients are telling, or the people in my writing group that are taking the writing class. We all have certain points of view about who people are or what events were, but if we take a step back and we observe and gather more information and ask a lot of different questions, I think we might just find that there is another perspective, another point of view, and maybe we didn't know what we thought we knew. So I would encourage you to go outside the box as you're doing your research and writing and look at things that have nothing to do with genealogy or family history or military history and see what they inspire you to question about the research you've done, the stories you tell, and the stories you're writing. And if you have a book that has inspired you to look deeper into your stories or change the way you've written your stories, I would love to hear about it. You can share in the comments with the video, and then hopefully other people will be inspired to pick up the book that you've taken a look at. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I would love to help you with your stories. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to the World War II Research and Writing Center. The link will be provided, and ask us how we can help you. Have a great day.